on the 2025 BMW R18. Visual, slow pan of the R18 in black storm metallic, sun glinting off the tank, engine idle with that deep rumble. Host walks in. Hello motorcycle lovers. Today we're diving deep into the 2025 BMW R18, a cruiser that blends classic boxer twin heritage with a fresh set of updates for the new model year. Whether you're a seasoned rider or just love beautiful machines, this one deserves your attention from the moment you fire it up. The 1.802cc air oil-cooled boxer twin announces itself with character. BMW retains the same 91 HP peak power figure at 4,650 RPM as before. But the real story lies in the torque. Through revised engine mapping and Euro 5+ compliance updates across the R18 range, BMW has pushed the peak torque to around 120 lb-ft, or about 163 Nm, at 3,000 RPM, and ensures that from 2,000 to 4,000 RPM, you've got more than 110 lb-ft on tap. What does that mean in real life? It means the bike doesn't just ask you to rev it to mid-range for bite. It gives you strong, usable thrust in normal riding conditions, especially when cruising. On styling and chassis, BMW has made subtle but meaningful changes. The base standard R18 now comes, as standard, with an 18-inch rear wheel instead of the previous 16-inch, paired with a 180/55 B18 tire and retuned rear suspension, spring and damping rates to match. The front still remains a 19-inch on many versions, but visually the bike's proportions have been sharpened. Redesigned front and rear fenders, new side covers with more pronounced contours, and a slightly different stance. That gives the R18 a more modern presence while still honoring its cruiser roots. Comfort and practicality have also improved. The solo seat is now thicker, foam has more depth, and there's a push button under the cover for quick release. Seat height for the standard R18 now is 28.3 inches, up from 27.2, due to the larger rear wheel. On the tech side, you'll find LED lighting, full-cast aluminum wheels in the standard version, open shaft drive, a 6-speed gearbox, keyless ride, USB-C charging port and all the modern safety electronics, ABS, automatic stability control, dynamic brake control, and more. Now let's talk ride feel. With that huge boxer twin slung down low, you feel the character in the engine pulses, but because the torque curve is generous low down, you're not fighting to keep the engine alive. Cruising at moderate speeds, even with a passenger or luggage, in some of the variants, isn't a struggle. The bike remains stable and planted. Some riders on forums point out that yes, it is heavy. One Redditor remarked, "The weight is a concern. On the open road it's incredibly comfortable, unshakable, and stable." That highlights something. You accept the weight, and in return you get a sublime highway cruiser presence. Low-speed maneuvering takes a little more finesse, but once you're rolling, the R18 rewards with confidence. If you're looking at variants, the R18 family for 2025 includes the standard R18, the R18 Classic, the R18 Roctane, the R18B, Bagger, and the R18 Transcontinental. The Classic, for example, keeps the 16-inch rear but upgrades to a 19-inch front with spoked wheels in some markets, while retaining fork covers and more classic styling cues. On the other end, the Transcontinental is the full touring cruiser, with fairing, top case, heated seats, cruise control, and every comfort for long haul. Depending on which version you choose, you can tailor your R18 to classic nostalgia or full wanderlust. From a design standpoint, the R18 still carries that big bike swagger, the wide handlebars, the long tank, the exposed cylinder heads of the boxer engine jutting out, the shaft drive, the cruiser posture. But with the updates for 2025, it doesn't feel stuck in the past. The new rear wheel size, sharper fenders, modern wheel options, 7 double-spoke design, contrast cut finish, all contribute to a sense that BMW is serious about keeping it relevant. If you choose the optional Style Blacked Out package, you get dark chrome, blacked-out powertrain elements, and a more menacing aesthetic. Let's address price and market positioning for a moment. In the U.S. market, the base MSRP for the standard R18 in 2025 is listed at approximately $15,395 for black storm metallic with silver-colored powertrain. That puts it into high-end cruiser territory, meaning you're not buying this because it's cheap. You're buying it because you love the look, style, history, and ride feel. For many riders, that's perfectly fine. On the flip side, what about drawbacks? As mentioned, weight is one. Big cruiser bikes like this won't be as nimble in city traffic or tight twisties as sport bikes or lighter machines. The seat height is higher now thanks to the 18-inch rear wheel, and for shorter riders that could be a consideration. Additionally, some riders mention that resale and market popularity may affect long-term ownership experience. For instance, the R18 is a really ugly bike. No one wants them. Now that's obviously an extreme view and reflects personal taste and regional market dynamics, but it serves as a reminder. This kind of bike is for riders who know what they're getting into. That said, the beauty of the R18 is in the experience, and for someone who will ride it and enjoy it, the updates in 2025 make it more compelling than ever. If you're riding two-up or planning long trips, the touring variants, the Transcontinental and the B, might make more sense because they come with luggage options, cruise control, and more touring-friendly ergonomics. If you're more about solo styling and cruiser presence, the base R18 or the Classic are strong choices. Either way, the engine, chassis updates, and styling refresh lift this year's model above just a minor refresh. In conclusion, the 2025 BMW R18 continues to live up to its big cruiser promise, but now with smarter upgrades, more usable torque, updated wheel and suspension geometry, refined aesthetics, and modern tech, mean that you're getting the classic cruiser feel, but with improved relevance. If you sit on it and feel the weight, you'll also sense the quality and presence. For riders who want to soak in vistas, roll open highways, lean into that boxer twin thunder, and do so in distinctive style, the R18 remains a standout. So if you're in the market for a cruiser that's as much about presence and character as it is about riding, the 2025 R18 is one you should definitely test ride. Before you buy, make sure it fits your height, ergonomics, the kind of riding you do, city versus highway, and your budget for ownership and maintenance. But for what it is, a heavyweight cruiser with genuine pedigree and updated features, it checks a lot of boxes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the 2025 BMW R18, hit the like button, subscribe for more motorcycle reviews, and drop a comment below telling us which version of the R18 you'd go for, Classic, Transcontinental, Rocktain, or just the base. Ride safe and we'll see you on the next one.